What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. We're changing some things up going forward here on the Nerdy Soccer channel. With that being said, we will be covering the 2026 WVU men's soccer team throughout the season, and that season is coming very quickly. And I thought this would be a perfect time to look back at the 2025 season. We'll talk about what went well, things that fell short and what it means leading up into the upcoming season. So let's jump in to this video. Overall, I'd like to say that the 2025 season was another successful season for the Mountaineers. Yes, I wish that there were some differences from 2024 or same things that happened in 2024, but overall 2025 was a good season. WVU finished the year 13-5-3 record, which included an impressive 7 wins and 2 losses in the Sun Belt Conference play. They were especially hard to beat there at home in Morgantown with an 8-2-2 record and a solid on the road record with 5 wins, 3 losses, and a draw. They looked pretty good on the road also. So overall, that right there in itself was a pretty good season, only losing a total of 5, drawing 3 on the season. Yes, I would like that 5 to be a little bit less, but overall, it was a good season. One thing that really stood out to me, if you look back at it, is the difficulty of the schedule for the Mountaineers in 2025. WVU, they faced 10 top 25 teams at the time that they played them. So week in and week out, they were tested against teams that were some of the best in the nation at the time, and they played well enough to show that they belonged to be in that top 25, as they were during the season, throughout the season. So they continue to play well against tough opponents, and they need to continue that here in 2026. Conference play was another strong point for the Mountaineers with, like I said, the 7-2 record. They made another trip to the Sun Belt tournament. Unfortunately, they did fall short to their rival, Marshall, 3-2, and they're in the semifinals. And it's always tough to lose against rivals, and especially with it being there in Morgantown and losing it. There's no exception to a tough rival loss, and then also to not be able to get back to the Sun Belt Championship. But even with that loss, we still, for the 3rd consecutive season, made it into the NCAA tournament, which has become an expectation here in Morgantown, and it's a sign of great consistency for the program and what they have built these last few seasons, and I hope that it continues here in the 2026 season. The Mountaineers opened up the NCAA tournament with a thriller, winning 4-3 over St. John's, and it was a comeback victory on the back of Marcus Caldera with a hat trick and a golden goal scored in overtime to advance the Mountaineers to the second round. And we go into the second round, and it was a huge challenge. We played High Point, number 10 High Point at the time, and earlier in the season, and that match ended in a 2-2 draw. So we knew what we were expecting. This team was a very good side, and that is exactly what happened. It was a very good match, just like earlier in the season, but the Mountaineers ultimately lost 3-2 against High Point, and they came back. They were down 2-0 there at halftime, fought back, but ultimately losing, ending their run in the NCAA tournament there in 2025. While it was definitely disappointing to end the season that early, it's very important to recognize that this team competed against some of the best teams in the nation throughout the whole season, and they consistently played well in getting that 3rd consecutive spot in the NCAA tournament and continually established themselves as one of the best teams in the nation. And I think that needs to continue, and I think it will. Looking back at 2025, it might not have been what we expected in the conference, making it back to the conference championship or making a deep run, but it was definitely a strong foundation for the future of this program and what we have had in recent history. The Mountaineers are looking great. So now the questions will be, Can the Mountaineers take it to the next step in 2026? Can they get back into the Sun Belt Championship? That, to me, would be an expectation this season. Yes, we failed there in 2025, losing in the semifinals, but can we make it to the championship game, especially if the Mountaineers could play well, get another record in the Sun Belt, and the conference have to run through Morgantown again? That would be phenomenal. And can they make an even deeper run here in 2026 in the NCAA tournament? Will that happen? We'll be covering that right here on the channel throughout the season. So if you're excited for the WVU season, please subscribe. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Tell me what's your favorite thing that happened in for the Mountaineers in 2025 in the comments below. What's your expectations for 2026? But again, thank you so much for watching. And as always, let's go Mountaineers.